So, a person said, if you want to be financially stable and you don't want to be working for the rest of your life, you're going to have to go overseas. I disagree with you 100%. I am going to agree with you that there is much more opportunity in the US and also the money has more value. But I genuinely believe that anywhere you are in this world, doors can be open for you. And this is the problem with a lot of people who travel to the United States. They go with a high expectation, thinking they're going to pick money from the ground. In no time, they will have all the things they need. And when they go, they realize it's a different story altogether. And then they realize that this is no joke when they start to experience the real world for themselves. And then they're like, I don't know how to go back home, because they are so concerned about what people are going to say. They have been in the United States for 4 years and has nothing to show that I've been working for this. Only a few clothes and a good accent, maybe. When you see people travel to America and they're building a house back home or start a little business, whatever it may be, don't grudge them, because you have no idea what these people are going through. Some of these people are working 4 or 5 jobs just to maintain themselves. So when they pack a barrel and they send back home, please appreciate it. Don't say, look at what they send. You don't know what these people are going through. Some of these people have to come home late in the night. They have to wake up first thing in the morning to go back out. They get no rest 7 days a week just to make ends meet. So I have a friend who was living in the United States for the past 8 years, and he's illegal. When he just went there, he wasn't legal. He was illegal trying to get himself together and all that. So one day I was at a car wash with my friend. He followed me on all social media platforms, so I know he's definitely going to see this video. So one day I was at a car wash. He was getting his car wash and I was getting my car wash, and we were talking about, life and stuff like that. And he said to me that washing car is what I do in America for a living. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. And he was saying yes. And he said to me that when he was in Jamaica, he would have never washed car. But he had to do it in America because of circumstance. I'm going to tell you what happened. He traveled on a work permit for 4 months. When it was getting closer to go back home, he started to think to himself, what am I going back home to do? I'm going to have to find somewhere to stay. So he was linking with a friend. And a friend was like, you can stay at my place. And he decided that I am not going back home. So the time passed. He didn't board his flight and he had to stay. So now he's staying at this friend place, and he had to be giving the friend a little money for rent. But guess what happened? Getting a job was a little bit difficult because he couldn't just walk into any place and just request a job because he's an illegal immigrant. And also he cannot just go and rent somewhere. If he wanted to rent a place, he had to do it through someone. So his friend was doing it for him. Now, as time goes by, things are getting really hard. And he started to think to himself that I am just going to go back home because I don't see any difference. So he started doing every little thing just to make ends meet, even if it means to cut someone's yard, any little side hustle, just to have some money to be able to pay his rent. There are times he said to me that I am hungry and I'm not concerned about the food. I am concerning about how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to, because if he don't do these things, he's going to go on the street. So he had to be thinking there is absolutely no day he can get up out of his bed and say, you know what, today is a beautiful day. I'm just going to rest and relax myself. Every day he had to find something to do because guess what happened? The bills were standing right in front of his face. He's doing every little thing possible to get himself together. Anyway, fast forward, he met someone who owned a mobile car wash. And this person had around 4 persons working with him. And he was one of the more willing person, meaning the other 3 persons, they will be, come to work this week. The next week they don't show up. They show up like once per week, but he was like there every single day because he know that he couldn't miss out on a day because he needed the money like right now. So anyway, while he was working with this person who owned the mobile car wash, this person, after around 6 months, this person got cancer. This person had a kind of cancer, and he didn't tell me the type of cancer. But anyway, this person had to pull back from the work. And because so many customers was, demanding the service, because the car wash, the mobile car wash, you call them, they will come at your place, get your car washed, and they leave. And sometimes, as the workers will get a little tip. So he was making a little money right there, but it wasn't that much so that he could say, I'm going to send some money back home. I'm going to build a house back home. I'm going to start a business back home. it was just enough to keep him going. So he had to be doing it with the best that he got. And then finally, now the person who is really depending on the boss got cancer and had to, leave the work. Now the boss was like, didn't want to just cancel on the many customer that they had depending on them. So the boss said to him that he's going to leave him in charge of the business, not necessarily handing over the business to him, but just let him, keep running the business in the meantime. So now he's the one, driving the truck and stuff like that. And while he's doing that, sometimes Green's family, he's so illegal. He's so illegal, meaning that he doesn't even have a license. But the boss trusts him enough and teach him the ropes and tell him, where to go and not to go and stuff that he could do to get around. Doing what it takes just to make it. Anyway, it becomes so hard now because the person that he's working with, because he used to be on the same level with them, and now the boss hand over the business in his hand. The other guy is like not showing interest in working. They used to show up like once per week. Now they're showing up like once per month. And he couldn't even talk to them because guess what happened? They consider that you cannot be our boss. Yesterday we were on the same level, so you cannot be our boss. That is one of the biggest problem we have in our country right now. In the entire world, a matter of fact. A person will get up out of their bed, and if you, who is from their neighborhood, open a store in the middle of the town, and you're paying them $5,000 a day, and Mr. Chin opened the same store, they're doing the same job, and he's paying them $3,000 a day, they show Mr. Chin more respect than you, because guess what happened? They think we are, from the same place. You're not supposed to be my boss. I don't know, but it's a crazy mindset. So anyway, it is a little bit hard working with these guys. So he go out and he try to get somewhere, recruit some more people to work with and stuff like that, just to keep the business going. And he started making a little fortune. Now he make a little agreement with the person who previously owned the company. So each money that he make, he would put a little money away for the boss himself, and by the end of the week he would give it to the boss, and the boss will continue to maintain the vehicle and all the equipments that he need to use. But at the same time, the boss wasn't doing any of the work because the boss was sick. And he was now being able to save a little more money for himself because he's now the one in control. So he's able to get all the tips for himself and stuff like that. So he's saving a little money for himself. Anyway, fast forward again, about a year now, the boss finally passed away. Now, when the boss passed away, the family member had to take all the things from him. So he had to bring in the van, he had to bring in all the equipments that he need to wash. So that gave him a big setback. But he had a little money that he was saving Green's family. So what he did, he went and he purchased a little vehicle, not big as the one that he had before, but he purchased a little vehicle. And when he purchased this little vehicle, he also gets some equipments that he's going to be using. When he got his equipments, he wasn't so set, and prepared as it was before when he was driving for the boss who had the big van with everything well prepared. So out of all those workers that he normally worked with, only one of them was like really genuine to him. So he started working with that one. So he dropped the entire crowd, and it's just him, two of them now working, and the people still support him because he do a good job. He wash car very clean, and he was explaining to me how when he's cleaning car, he take out some place that people don't even take out and go some places that people don't even go. So he do a good job washing the car. So the people continue to work with him, even though they know that he's not the one driving the boss truck anymore. He's doing his own little thing, but they need the service. So they continue to work with him, and that is how he get his start, Green's family. And now he have two van right now. He have two of those big van that he was originally driving for that boss at first. He have two of them for himself right now. And when he come to Jamaica, he has his house building, a nice vehicle, and he go to different places and people see him going around and spending money and stuff like that. And they will think, this man just go to America and pick up money off the ground. They have absolutely no idea what he had to go through to get where he's at right now. They had no idea. People just think, it's so easy. There was a night when the brother was hungry and couldn't be thinking about the food. He had to be thinking about the bills. There was several times when he said, I'm just going to take it myself and go back home, because this is not making any sense at all. Because when I was back home, You know, I could go over to my uncle, I could get some food. No, I am in this place, I am a stranger. The only person he had to depend on was his friend. And the moment, you know, things are not working in your favor and you're staying at someone's place and time is going by and you're not able to start, you know, paying the bills and help them to buy food and stuff like that, they are going to start, you know, they're going to start being real to you. And you're going to start feel offended and feel as if you're going to have to find somewhere for yourself. So thank God he had a friend who, you know, helped him to stay around, but he had to be paying the friend rent and stuff like that. But things are working out for him now. He's legal in America, he's married and all that. But I'm telling you, Greens family, what he had to go through to get where he's at, a lot of people will never go through that. A lot of people will not be, you know, going around washing any car and stuff like that. When you see some people go overseas, spend 5-10 years and come back to your country, whatever country it is, and you see things looking good for them, they're building a house, they open a company or whatever it is, don't think they just go over there and pick up the money. Some of them just narrowly escape living on the street. I am telling you. So don't grudge anyone, and don't let anyone try to convince you that you cannot stay where you are anywhere in the world and doors can be open for you. You can be financially blessed wherever you are. This is what I believe. I don't know what anyone else believes, but if you think something different, so be it. But this is what I believe. I believe that you can be blessed wherever you are. I do hope you appreciate this video. Please be sure to give a like, leave a comment, and also be a part of the Greens family. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.